Are you learning HTML as a beginner and want to know what HTML headings and paragraphs are, how they work and how to create them? If so, you're in the right place. Hi, Martin here from MDP Web Development. Today we'll be working on a project that we'll use as a reference project throughout the Web Development for Beginners playlist. Don't forget to check out the playlist from the start to get a better understanding of HTML and our reference project. It's updated each week with new videos. Be sure to stick around to the end to see how to get the project files on GitHub to use throughout this playlist. I'll link to important videos there also. There's a link in the description down below to the GitHub repository where all the source code is. Let's get started.
Before we go on, be sure to watch the Visual Studio Code Editor video. It explains how to get and set up VS Code for use in the Web Development for Beginners playlist. And also watch the video on creating your first web page. I'll link to them in the description below. Here's a summary to get you started. First, create a folder on your desktop and call it Reference Project. Next, download and install Visual Studio Code Editor for your operating system from the link in the description. Open VS Code, then open this folder and create a new file called index.html. In the file content, type an exclamation mark and hit enter. This should create a new standard document for you. Open the file from the desktop folder and it should be a blank page as we have not put any content in it yet. If you get stuck, just watch these videos first. In a previous video, we saw what HTML elements are. They store data for HTML pages on the internet. We also saw how the elements are created with tags. So here we can see HTML headings and paragraphs. These are the headings. Headings are just big bold text in the document and they help Google to understand the structure of a document. We can see on the left we have headings, the H1 tag. We have H1, H2, H3, H4, H5 and H6. So H1 is going to be the biggest heading. H2 will be smaller and so on down to H6. And on the right, we can see how they look in the document. So the paragraph tag, this is a paragraph tag, just P for paragraph. This tells Google and the internet that this is a paragraph of text. We can see what it would look like in HTML on the top. And then on the bottom, we can see the paragraph as it would appear in a document, a HTML document for the internet.
Hi, before we move on, please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe so you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. Thank you.
So now we're going to open Visual Studio Code and our project and a browser window on the right to preview our project. It's going to go to our desktop and double click on Visual Studio Code. Then we're going to go to the Explorer view and open folder. And mine is on the desktop, so I'm going to go Desktop, Reference Project, select Folder. And here we can see we have our HTML file. If we open the browser view, we can see the reference project folder and the index.html file we created. Now to see the browser window on the right, if you have the live server extension installed, you'll see Go Live button down here on the bottom. And if you haven't, you just have to go out to your desktop, open the folder, and click on the index.html file. So once you've clicked on that file, we're just going to click this Go Live button here. And that'll start up a new browser server window for us. So a handy shortcut for Windows to put something on the left and right is to press the Windows key and then right or left arrow and release the Windows key. Then select the one you want on the left or right. So I'll close this panel. So another handy shortcut for Windows is the zoom key. If you press CTRL, then the plus to zoom in and negative to zoom out. So we can see here we have our Windows browser on the right. So the only difference if we had to open this manually on the desktop and click on the file is if we make changes on the left in our code editor, you would have to click refresh on the right to see it. So now let's go ahead and create some H1s, heading 1s, and paragraphs in our reference project. So I'm just going to zoom in slightly here, CTRL and plus. So the first heading 1 we're going to put in for the reference project, we're going to put in a H1, and we'll put in Web Development for Beginners reference project. So to create the tag, we're going to go less than symbol, H1, greater than symbol, and you can see vscode automatically completed the end tag. If it doesn't, just type out less than symbol, / for the closing tag, H1 and greater than symbol. And let's just put in the text here then. There, we have our first heading 1. So if you don't see it on the right, just click refresh on your browser preview pane. Then we're going to go underneath that then and put in a paragraph of text. So to create the paragraph P element, we're going to go less than symbol, P for paragraph, and greater than symbol. And again, VS Code automatically completed the end of paragraph tag. So now we're going to type in the text we want. Again, click Save, CTRL and S for save in Visual Studio Code. And if you don't see the changes, just click refresh. Now we're going to go down below this, and we're going to put in the next one, which is HTML reference H1. So we're creating this reference project to be a reference for this entire playlist. I'm going to have a HTML reference, a paragraph of small text, a CSS reference H1, some text, and a JavaScript reference H1 with some text under that. And then at the bottom, we just have some text as a footer. So let's go ahead and create the next H1. Less than symbol, H1, and greater than symbol. So this is going to be the HTML reference H1. Then we're going to hit the end key and enter to go underneath that and create a paragraph of text. P for paragraph, and less than symbol and greater than symbol. And we put in some text here. This is the HTML reference section. Again, click CTRL and S for save, or go File, Save. And if you have to, click refresh on the browser on the right to see your changes. So now let's do the same thing for the CSS reference. We're going to create a H1 for CSS reference. So less than symbol, H1, greater than symbol. And we're going to hit the end key and enter to go down below that and put in a paragraph of text. So P for paragraph, so we're going to go to less than symbol, P for paragraph again, and the greater than symbol. And we're going to put in, this is the CSS reference section. And we're going to click CTRL and S for save, or go File, Save again. And if you don't see the preview on the right hand side, just click refresh. So let's just hit enter and go down below that now and we're going to put in the JavaScript reference section, h1 first, so less than symbol, h1 again, and greater than symbol, and JavaScript reference. Going to hit end to go to the end of the line and enter to go down to the next line. So now we're going to put in the paragraph of text. So again, we go less than symbol, P for paragraph, then greater than symbol. And we're going to put in, this is a JavaScript reference section. And I'm going to go CTRL and S for save. Now you can just come up here and go File, Save. And again, if you don't see the changes on the right, just click refresh. So now we're going to put in just some footer text. A footer is just an element at the bottom of a web page with general information. So for this, we're just going to use a paragraph. So we're going to go less than symbol, P for paragraph, greater than symbol. And we'll put in, this website was developed by me. And we're going to go CTRL and S for save, or File and Save. And if you don't see the changes on the right, just click refresh. So to get the files used in this example, the HTML reference project, just go to the GitHub link that's down in the description of this video. You can have a look at it here. So a GitHub repository is just a location on the internet hosted by a company called Git that most developers like to share or store their code in, either for their own use or to share with other developers. The repository on GitHub is just a folder used to store code or files, etc. Let's have a look at each folder. So when we're in the repository here, you can see the name of the repository there, actions along the top. You can see the main folder here, and there's a README file too. So if you want, you can just click onto the folders and see what's inside them and download the code from there. But to get all the code, you're going to go over here to the code button. We're going to click and download zip file. Once that's downloaded, go into your downloads folder. Then we need to extract it. So we're going to Windows, you're going to right click and extract all. Now let's just have a look at these files in VS Code. So we're going to go to our desktop. We're going to open up Visual Studio Code. And now we're going to open the folder that we just extracted. Open folder on the left. And we're going to go to Downloads. And here we are. And you can see here on the Explorer view on the left, there's the folder we can click to expand. And here's the reference project folder. And here's the HTML file, so we'll click on that, and there's the code. You can use this for reference or to rebuild your project if something goes wrong.
Hi, I hope you found this video helpful. If so, please like, share, comment and subscribe so you don't miss out on any upcoming videos in the Web Development for Beginners playlist. See you next time.